Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to turn the spotlight on men's lacrosse with Jack Ray. And all right, you got one game under your belt, a couple of good scrimmages you all had so far as you all got things started in the cold, frigid month of January. I know it's got to be odd playing lacrosse this early in the year. Where do you guys think you are, regardless of what the final result was on Sunday?
I think Sunday was good. It was just a good. It kind of showed us what we need to work on and where we have to grow from here. I mean, lacrosse is obviously a long season. It's not one game doesn't define your whole season. So I think it kind of shows us where we're at and where we need to improve on.
For you all, an opportunity, great opportunity. You
Yeah.
play the national champs coming up this weekend. Is that probably as good a team as you could see on the marquee based on what occurred on Sunday? Because you shouldn't have any problem getting up for this game coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good test. I mean, obviously they're one of the best teams in the country. They always are. They got a great group of kids over there, great coaches. So I think it's a good test on for where we need to be and kind of meet that standard. We've been talking a lot about meeting the standard every week, so it's not a lot about our opponent. It's about how good we can play.
How much as being one of the co-captains out there, how much of that for not only you but the rest of the seniors, when you have something that occurs like that on Sunday, to get everybody back together and just say, hey, that's just one game. We've got to move on now and get prepared for a great opportunity that comes ahead on Saturday. How much of that is on you guys, not necessarily on your coaches?
No, I think that's like mostly on us. I think that's why you create such a firm chemistry in the fall. That's why it's so important to have a supporting senior class. Like we have a great senior class, and they really helped us along with, especially like bouncing back this week. We brought everyone in and kind of talked about it, and I think that just goes to show like the bonds we made in the fall and how important that is.
Individually, how frustrating was it to have to sit and watch as much as you did last year?
Oh yeah, that you definitely learn to not take sports for granted, especially lacrosse. Especially me and Casey being injured. That's where you're going with that, right?
Right. Yeah.
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 So me and Casey being injured, you kind of open your eyes and be like, wow, like there's limited days to this, and it can end at any point. So you kind of got to go out there with a different mindset, saying, hey, could be my last game ever.
At the
Could be my
same
last practice
Yeah,
ever.
at the same time, what is it like to be back out there, have Casey back out there, and you all really having a chance now to get that chemistry back? And obviously, we saw when you all were together, this group can be very potent
Hmm.
as a 6-on-6 offense.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun just playing with like your best friends every day, and when everyone's back, it's like the whole band's back together. So we just gotta keep focused on, keep getting better each week. I think that'll take care of itself.
For you out of Wyckoff, New Jersey, played football, played lacrosse. Was there ever the temptation? Obviously, I'm sure with your size, I'm sure somebody probably said, "Hey, we can make you a really good football player at the next level." Was there ever the temptation to go to the other side and play some football?
I mean, yeah, there was a little bit, but I mean, lacrosse has been my first love since I was sixth, seventh grade.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it was kind of no brainer for me.
Was it a lot of pressure? I'm sure at times, most of the time, being the biggest guy out there on the lacrosse field, at times people look at you with that size advantage and maybe have great expectations of you even early, as you mentioned, as you picked up the game pretty early
Yeah.
in middle school.
I think obviously a little bit. They always expect the big guy to go do run through 10 people and score, but you got to learn that that's not the only way you can play the game. That's not where you're best at. So you kind of have to feel it out for a little bit and kind of just block out those expectations.
All right, now at 6'6". So here's the biggest question: how does a guy get interested and then obviously choose submarines?
Oh yeah, that I get that one a lot actually. Um, I don't know. I went on Pro Mid, just love the crew, love what they're all about, love the missions that they offer, and it just seems like a good feeling. You can even tell by the officers I interacted on the yard with. Everyone loves their job, they work hard, but at the end of the day, they know that they care about their sailors, and that's what the biggest thing is. I think.
Is that the from a comfort level? Whatever it is, any of you all choose, whether it's surface warfare, subs, seals, whatever it is. Do you have to have a real solid comfort with that choice as you graduate and move on to the fleet?
I don't know if it's comfortable because you don't really know what you're getting into until you actually deal with it. I feel like even if like it's going to be a different experience for everyone, so you don't know how you're going to personally react to it. But I think a lot of it comes down to your interaction with those people from those communities, and that's why most of the guys and girls choose their warfare communities.
For you now to get into that community, you got to be a good student. How have you been able to balance all of that here? Because let's face it, you play lacrosse for Navy. There's great expectations as an athlete, Obviously, you're at the Naval Academy. There's great expectations as a student. Have you been able to mold the two and have the kind of academic success that does attract the sub community?
I think you gotta just embrace the grind and realize, hey, you're gonna get out of practice pretty late. You're gonna go right to or eat dinner, go right to the library, grind until 10:30, and just go back to your room, decompress for 30 minutes, go to sleep, do it all over again, and kind of just start to love that.
All right, let's. Speaking of dinner, you have a chance to pick one meal, King Hall excluded, of course. You have a chance to pick one meal. What's it going to be?
Um, I think chicken parm. I have to go. I'm from Northern New Jersey. A lot of Italian influence up there, and I've always been a chicken parm guy.
You and Tom Lacey.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
if you had a chance to pick one person to sit down and have a meal with, who would it be?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I gotta think about it.
I mean, is it, when you think about people that have influenced you, whether it be here or even before you got here, who are who have been some of your greatest influences that have allowed you to, obviously, let's face it, not everybody can get into the Naval Academy. Not everybody can play lacrosse at the Naval Academy. Who have been the people that have been instrumental in helping you along this journey?
I mean, obviously, my parents, right off the bat, they've helped me so much. They're both work work every day. My mom works, my dad works. They've definitely obviously been a big influence on me through sports and basically also, like you said, putting school first. That's always been a big thing in our house. School comes first, and then sports, everything else takes care of itself. Mike Springer, who's my head coach, is a lacrosse player at
Hmm.
Syracuse. He obviously helped me a lot with lacrosse and just being like a bigger guy. He taught me how to play the game. That helps. Yeah, pretty much.
What are you looking forward to now with what remains of this senior campaign? What goals are out there, not only for you, but for you all as a team? What are you looking forward to accomplishing?
I mean, it starts out just taking every game, like basically going to every game the same way, preparing the right way, basically having fun with your friends because this is it. You're never gonna have this feeling ever again, and just embrace every moment of it.
All right, appreciate the time, and good luck this week against the University of Maryland.
Thank you.
All right, Jack Ray, the senior from Wyckoff, New Jersey, joining us here on the Navy Sports Magazine. Remember, Joe Miller will have live reports from College Park during the Army-Navy basketball doubleheader coming up on Saturday to keep you up to date with the game.